Dear esteemed viewer, I have discussed in the allow me to enunciate. In the past, I have made videos on the path of the Magus. You see, dear viewer, good sounds abound when the mouth is round. Anywho, I want to share an excerpt from this book, The Magus, Kundalini and the Golden Dawn, written by Nevin Parr. And I want to share an example, a brief, like 2 paragraphs from this book, which you can see, this is a large book with lots of information. And I want to share a paragraph or 2 from this book, which I feel is the heart of the path of the Magus, is the work of ascendance, of rising from the morass, the jungle of how challenging our day-to-day existence can be. I live in a fairly economically challenged part of town. There's still people that are going through things. I just, on this morning, walking a dog, a lady shared with me that her sister or cousin had just taken their life, killed themselves. This lady, obviously, she was going through some challenges with addiction issues and stuff. But essentially, the world that we live in, and I see people still struggling with this issue, this challenge that we face at a certain level of being humans. And this paragraph or 2 I'm going to read is the subheading of this chapter is called Overcoming Desire. And these words, I feel, encapsulate the path of the Magus. So I'm going to share these words with you. Overcoming desire. And this is Nevin speaking from his experience. I experienced the sphere of Netzach and the planet Venus at the time when I was with my first love in high school. This was when my spiritual journey started. Having her in my life allowed me to travel upwards in consciousness. I was in love, and the feeling of love connected me with my holy guardian angel, higher genius, who guided me at this time. I intuitively realized that thoughts regulated how I felt about life. So, on a deeper level, I wanted to gain control over them. I saw the process of destiny, which allowed me to go with the flow of life without emotionally attaching myself to anything. I understood that attachment would result in fear of losing the objects of my desire. This was a very Buddhist approach to eliminate desire and quiet the ego. I had to remove fear from my life if I was to reach nirvana. That was my ultimate goal after connecting to the Spirit for the first time. I took every living moment as a test of my faith in God, the Creator, and the higher reality, which I seemed to understand at a deep level. As I passed more tests, I was taken higher in levels of consciousness until my entire world was utterly transformed. Passing these tests had a cumulative effect which increased the positive energy and momentum needed to reach my goal. I remember saying to myself at the time, if only the rest of the people in the world could see what I saw and believe what I believed, the world would be a better place, and the power of the divine would not be doubted. I lived in a state of perpetual bliss. Nothing could disturb my new worldview, his ascendance, his 5D consciousness. Because of this act of letting go of all expectations, I felt unconditional love for everyone and everything. Daily mundane events were always reframed so that I could view them through a positive lens. This was the key to building and maintaining my momentum, reframing any negative into a positive. Many things occur throughout the day that the ego does not like, and in turn, it wants to convince us to get upset in some way. Learning to regulate the ego and to use the intellectual, rational self when processing life events is the key to overcoming negative emotions. And isn't that the heart of the matter? Isn't that the crux, the meat of what this work is about? Transmuting darkness into light, the negative. At least, this is not saying that you will never, ever, never experience any kind of negativity or hard time or negative emotions, but you will have the power to transmute those negative emotions and turn them into power that changes, that uplifts, that empowers everything, all of creation. And that is what this path is all about, folks. Namaste, namaskaram.